Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and wish you a very happy new year. So on today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make chocolate bombs. These recipes has been all over the internet, especially on TikToks. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these chocolate bombs with very easy and simple steps. Alright, so the first one we're going to make is the Mocha dark chocolate bomb. I'm going to start by chopping up the dark chocolates into small pieces. So here I'm using Ghirardelli dark chocolates, which I have bought from a local grocery store. And this is about 4 ounces here. Once I'm done chopping up all the dark chocolates, I'm going to then transfer it into a small bowl. To melt our chocolate, we're going to take the bowl and place it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And after that, we're going to take the bowl out and we're going to give it a good stir. And we're going to pop that back up in the microwave for another 30 seconds. So we're going to grab our silicone mold and we're going to be adding roughly about 1 tablespoon of the melted chocolate into each cavity. And I'm going to be making about 3 to 4 of chocolate bombs here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with the back of the spoon to spread the chocolate so the silicone mold is coated evenly with our melted chocolate. You want to make sure that the edges of our mold is coated properly with the melted chocolate, because when we're going to take the chocolate out of the mold, we don't want our edges to break. So at this point, if you want, you can go in with a paintbrush or you can stick to the same technique that I'm showing you guys here. So once we're done, we're going to take our silicone mold and we're going to place it in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes. And once our shell has been firmed up completely, we're going to go ahead and remove it from our silicone mold. We're going to start by gently exposing a corner and pushing the chocolate away from the silicone mold. I find the easiest way to take out the chocolate off the mold is to directly push at the bottom, because that's where the thicker chocolate is. As you can see, I'm using my fingers directly at the bottom of the silicone mold to push the chocolate away from the mold. This technique works really well. So now I'm gonna grab a hot plate. What I like to do is that I like to clean up the edges on the ones that I'm going to fill in first, and I'll do the rest of them later on. So to that, I'm going to be adding 2 teaspoons of mocha powder and some white marshmallow, and I'm going to pick up another piece and smooth out the edges, and I'm going to put the 2 pieces together. I'm going to use the excess chocolate on the sides to kind of weld those pieces together. So I'm going to continue the same process 2 more times. We're going to make 2 more mocha chocolate bombs, and then we're going to go ahead and go in with some melted white chocolate to decorate the top. So after we're done making all the chocolate bomb, I'm going to melt some white chocolate on the side, and I'm just using a parchment paper to draw some zigzag shape on top of the chocolate, and I'm also going to be sprinkling some red sugar on top as well. So now all you have to do is to enjoy this chocolate bomb is we're going to pour some hot milk in a cup, and we're going to use one of the chocolate bomb and just watch all the goodies are coming out of the chocolate bomb, and it just tastes phenomenal. Next, we're going to make peppermint white chocolate bomb. So I'm gonna start off by chopping up the white chocolates into small pieces, and here I'm using Ghirardelli white chocolate, which is about 4 ounces here. Once I'm done chopping up all the chocolates, I'm going to be transferring them into a small bowl. To melt our chocolate, I'm going to microwave it for 30 seconds and give it a good stir and microwave it for another 30 seconds more. To that, I'm going to be adding 3 drops of red food coloring, and then I'm going to use a stick to mix the color well with our white chocolate. We're going to go in with a spoon and add in roughly about 1 tablespoon of our melted chocolate into each cavity. We're going to make about 4 of them here, and now we can go in with a brush, or we could just use the back of the spoon to make sure that each mold is coated nicely with our chocolate. We want to make sure that we have a nice thicker layer of our melted chocolate in the edges, so that when we take the chocolate out of the mold, it can be easily done. And you can follow the technique that I'm showing here to make sure that all the spots in the cavity are covered with our melted chocolate. Once we're done, we're going to take our silicone mold and we're going to pop it in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes until our chocolate has been firmed up completely. So we're going to use the same technique where we're going to place our fingers at the bottom of the mold and we're going to push the chocolate away from the mold. I'm going to grab a hot plate and I'm going to smooth out the edges to the ones that I'm going to fill in first. And to that, I'm going to be adding 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, some peppermint sprinkles, and some rainbow sprinkles. And I'm going to pick up another piece and smooth out the edges, and I'm going to put the 2 pieces together. I'm going to use the excess chocolate on the sides to kind of weld those pieces together. So I'm going to continue the same process one more time to make one more peppermint white chocolate bomb. Once we're done making our peppermint white chocolate bombs, now all we have to do to enjoy this is to grab a mug and we're going to pour some hot milk and we're going to add one of the chocolate bomb to the drink and watch it melt nicely with our hot liquid. Next one we're going to make is the yellow crystal white chocolate bomb. For this one, I've already cut and melted the chocolates in a cup, and to that I'm going to be adding 3 drops of blue food coloring, and I'm going to use a stick to mix the color properly with our melted chocolate. Now we're going to go in with a spoon and we're going to be adding in roughly about 1 tablespoon of the melted chocolate into each cavity. Again, we're making 4 of them here, and we're going to use the same technique that we used to make the first 2 chocolate bombs, where we use the back of the spoon to make sure that our cavity is completely covered with our melted chocolate. If you want, you can also go in with a brush to do the same thing. Just keep in mind that the edges have a little bit of thicker layer of the chocolate so that when we take it out of the mold, it can be coming off easily. Once we're done, we're going to take our silicone mold and we're going to pop it in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes until our chocolate has been firmed up completely. It's time to now remove the chocolate from the silicone mold. We're going to be using the same technique that we used for the first 2 chocolate mold. We're going to be placing our fingers at the bottom or in the back of the silicone mold where the chocolate is the thickest, so it would be easy for us to peel the chocolate away from the mold. Grab a hot plate and I'm going to smooth out the edges of the piece that I'm going to fill in first, and to that I'm going to be adding 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, some yellow crystals, and some rainbow sprinkles. And I'm going to pick up another piece and smooth out the edges, and I'm going to put the 2 pieces together. I'm going to use the excess chocolate on the sides to kind of weld those pieces together. Now all you gotta do to enjoy this drink is grab a mug and pour some hot milk and use one of the chocolate bomb and just watch everything is mixing well and nicely with our hot liquid. I had so much fun making these chocolate bombs and the drinks were amazing. If you still haven't tried these chocolate bombs, give this one a try, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye!